Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is an African woman from Nigeria. She wrote several books about Africa and the American culture and the European culture. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie wrote and also writing books so as to educate the Africans and the other readers from different parts of Africa. Her books reflect the lives of Africans and the lives of people who live in different parts of the world. Dear listener, listen one of the novels of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, titled Purple Hibiscus. It's a story of two teenagers, Kambili and Jaja Adichie, growing up in a household and the rule of their devoted Christian father, and against the backdrop of political and social unrest in Nigeria. Though the Adichie family has considerable material wealth and property, they lack joy and room to grow. Papa's fanatical devotions of Christian church dictates the family's movement and encourages the devout silence as they attempt to follow Papa's rules and absorb the beatings that follow when they have disappointed him. Their story is told from the perspective of 15-year-old Kambili, who desperately wants to please her father and lives in fear of failure. Her brother Jaja is equal obedient but becomes less docile over time, and tension builds as their family slowly stretches beyond their confines in attempts to gain freedoms, while Papa becomes inexplicably weaker. The story hikes on the events of Palm Sunday, on which inciting incidents take place as Jaja boldly defies his father for the first time. In the book's first sections, Breaking God's Palm Sunday, the story opens as Kambili reveals that on Palm Sunday, Jaja refused to take communion at church, and things in the household began to fall apart. Papa's violent anger is revealed in the first sentence as Kambili describes how he threw a heavy religious book across the room and broke the glass figures displayed on Mama's shelves. The figureness will return several times in the story, a symbol of both accessibility to and survival from Papa's abuse. The religious book called Miso, which contains the church reading for the entire year, symbolizes Papa's use of Christianity as controlling and distracting force. In this scene, Papa's sullen rash covered face and unsteady movement also foreshadow his demise. The remainder of these first sections builds on the conflict as Kambili relates details of how religion is suffocating force within the household, as well as her teenager's understanding of the relationship between pain and love. It also reveals the careful movement of the family as they share a meal and Kambili's cautions. Choice of words as she laments Mama's broken figurine and attempts to appease her father with her civilized speech. Fear is also introduced as power force as it is transferred from Jaja to Papa in his act of defense against his father. The second section of the book, Speaking with Our Spirit Before Palm Sunday, is substantial, length, and moves back in time to the period before Jaja has defied Papa. In these sections, Kambili explains the way things have always been with Papa, demanding academic perfections from his children, controlling the family's movement through their driver, and regularly punishing them with verbal inserting the physical beating. When they step even slightly out of line as the native progresses Camille and feels the developing conflict as Papa's control over the farm begins to unravel. The Christmas visit to Abba provides the opportunity for Camille and Jaja to observe another way to live. Auntie Ifeoma's family function very different than Papa's, with laughter and joy at the center of family life. When Papa relinquishes a bit of control and allows the children to visit Auntie Ifeoma's family in Nsuka, Camille and Jaja have the chance to see what life might be like without Papa's constant dominance. The freedoms of Auntie Ifeoma's home and the relationship Camille and Jaja build with her children drives their development as teenagers and as people newly acquainted with free will. Even though they will return to Papa's home, they will never be full under his rule again. In this space of freedom, Camille learns to use her voice, though her relationship with her 15 years old female cousin, Amaka, is at first volatile. It becomes vital for Camille's development as a young woman. Camille grows through opportunity to both challenge and confidence in her cousin, and their camaraderie leads to her first romance. Like most other things in Camille's life, her romantic attachment of Father Amadi comes with restrictions dictated by the church. Through his eye, however, Camille begins to appreciate her worth and is able to explore a softer side of the religion that has strengthened dictate her life in Nsuka. Jaja begins to gain confidence and develops an appreciation for details of everyday life in Auntie Ifeoma's home. Both children also take special notice of the beauty of nature around them, without the cloud of their father hanging over them. Camille and Jaja can see Jaja's appreciation for Auntie Ifeoma's purple, Hibiscus, become a catalyst for change, and the flower itself a symbol of freedom. Auntie Ifeoma's home also serves as a safe haven, or a place the children can return to after Camille finally stands up to her father and receive a brutal beating that almost ends her life, and a place where Mama can learn to after Papa's beating causes the final miscarriage in series she has suffered for years, her own visible acts of defense throughout the stories. The third section of the book, The Pieces of God, after Palm Sunday, ends with the story's climax as Papa dies and Mama reveals that she has been poisoning him. In this bold and calculated act born out of desperation, Mama has attempted to free herself and her children from Papa's cruel tyranny. In the final section, a different silence, the present Jaja's newfound freedom quickly dissolves as he steps up as scapegoat to take the blame for his father's murder and to protect his mother and sister from the fallout of his death. Camille finds herself existing in a place between freedom and entrapment as she learns to navigate life without her father and restructure her relationship with Goldie. Her grief illustrates just a position between pain and affection that has colored her life as she prays for her father and wishes she could still see him, but also enjoys relief in the absence of shame, guilt, and abuse that his presence infused into her life. Though Jaja will soon be free from prison at the story's end, he has lost all of the joy he discovered before his father's death. The book ends on a hopeful note. However, as Camille makes plan to plant purple hibiscus with Jaja once he is free. That is the end of the novel titled as by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Thank you for listening to me. Teacher Karigo Njige, or Teacher Kadonji, the man of literature and the young African writer from Shinyanga, Tanzania, East Africa. Thank you for listening me.